Okay, are we on? I guess.
Yep, we're on.
Hey there.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Diva of Days of Our Lives. Always technical difficulties with us. I don't know why. But anyway, I'm Marianne. You can find me at mama_hooch on X, and I'm also on Facebook. And we have the Diva Carrie with us. Hi, Carrie.
I am at Diva of DOOL.
Can't see you. And we have the inconspicuous Anna down there.
Well, and of course, that's also a pseudonym, but because I'm in the Witness Protection Program, remember? Salem's Witness Protection Program. You can find me at Kazi Hooch on X and Instagram.
And we have Jenn with us. I don't see.
I can't get my camera working, and I don't know what's wrong with it.
Oh, okay. Well, we have Jenn with us tonight. Where can we find you, Jenn?
I'm at REXJDK at Twitter.
Okay. So I guess, did everybody watch this week?
I did.
I did.
And did you
Did. Yeah, I did, but I was trying to watch the rest of Fridays, and I didn't get to all of it. So
Okay.
so I missed some, but I got most of it this week.
So Carrie wanted to talk about Kate. We can start with Kate. What did you?
I wanted to complain about Friday's episode.
Fridays. Okay.
Yeah. So, and I'm pissed at the writers. Number one, I loved Anna's blouse. That was freaking gorgeous. I don't know if you guys remember it. It was very pretty, kind of boho, very bohemian patterns to it. I loved it. So,
Kate, you mean Kate's blouse?
Kate's
oh
blouse.
yeah, wasn't it gorgeous?
Yes, I was
Yeah,
gorgeous.
you said Anna though.
And I was thinking, was Anna on that episode? I don't remember.
And
Sorry, yeah,
Together.
Kate's,
Yeah, I love the blouse. Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. So she's working at the pub, and Alex and Stephanie show up, and right before that happened, Roman says to her, "I need you to watch the pub because I'm going to go to Johnny's trial." And she doesn't say a word, even though she's supposed to start working at Titan. So she's working at the pub, and Alex and Stephanie show up. And she's like, "Yeah, I don't think I want to take the job." And Alex and Stephanie talk her into it. And that's when she figured out that Stephanie wrote the book, but she made a comment like, "Oh, I loved your edits and suggestions for the book." So this is why I am pissed. Why the F would she turn down the job, but she has to watch the pub for a couple days? That makes no freaking sense. Why didn't she tell Roman she was taking on this job? Kate has had a corporate background for 30 plus years. She's been stuck serving coffee for a couple years now. And I think it's a writer thing. I don't think Ron was that interested in writing for her. But the whole thing just didn't make any sense. Like, why wouldn't she want to tell Roman she got the job? Why was she going to turn it down just because he couldn't make it? He couldn't work the pub. He's, Doug 3 is there, and there's other employees, and they have other family members that could help out. I just did not get it. And then they talked her into it, and Roman comes back in, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm taking the job at Titan." But what the hell was all that?
Yeah, and Roman wouldn't have cared, and she could have taken the job at Titan and still helped out Roman.
Was it bad writing? Bad writing on the new writer's part?
Yeah. I mean, there was no need for that. I don't know why.
I mean, one could say right now her grandson's going to be on tried for attempted murder, and her son, one of her sons, just got out of the hospital and is going through rehab to get fully healed from being almost chopped liver, chopped up liver. So, I mean, you could use that, but yeah, the timing of all that sounded really weird. I don't know. It just maybe the writers were thinking Kate wouldn't mention the Titan thing right then because they're so worried about Johnny right now. I don't know.
And why would Roman care? I would think Roman would be happy for her.
Yeah.
If they're writing a character,
It was definitely poor writing. You're 100% right.
And that wasn't the only thing on Friday that upset me. And I understand this. We have female head writers. And obviously, I think the script writers are a mixture of men and women. But Alex turns to Stephanie beforehand and says, "I don't want you doing PR anymore. I think you should quit. You should, shut up your business and just be a full-time writer." And she figured it out. He was saying that because it would benefit Titan.
Yep.
And Now, like, number one, like, who the hell does he think he is? They've only been together a few months. And sit there and tell her she should shut down her business.
But isn't that in
And
character for Alex, though?
Yeah.
That's kind of him.
Yeah. How did Justin raise him? I'm sorry.
yeah, I mean, she didn't back down from him. And she told him, no, I really like my job. And there's no guarantees that her book's going to do well. This isn't really a great book environment right now, anyway. And, he's thinking, 50 Shades of Grey, and they're going to get book deals and movie deals and all that jazz. And it's like, you're counting your chickens before they're hatched.
Right. And plus, she wrote the thing in her spare time. So
Yeah.
it's not like she can't balance all the things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless he's planning on supporting her while she is a poor writer, like until she gets some sort of profit. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. That was weird writing all over the place.
It was weird writing all week, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't even get me started on the whole legal bullshit Johnny trial thing.
Oh
Holy
my God.
crap.
What a
The
hot
John
mess.
trial.
They should conflicts of interest all over the place.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, EJ bought off the judge. That's basically, yeah. The father defending his son, who's also the victim.
Yep. And Rafe being a sanctimonious ass.
Well, that's normal.
Yeah. Well,
He's
that's
Yeah.
been doing that since day
Even more
one.
of one.
So it's Tuesday, right?
that's every yeah. And then Belle, that's his aunt. She's the DA.
And here Paulina said she was trying to avoid all these conflicts and
Yeah.
and that's her son-in-law. I mean,
Yeah. Chanel's
it's just
pissed at her.
ridiculous. All over
Won't
the place.
talk to her. She keeps trying to talk to Chanel when Abe come over. Abe and Chanel seem to have a good relationship.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So
Carrie, did you want to talk about so you had said something during the week about the interior, the makeover of
Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, Chanel's apartment, they basically put up some molding, which I still thought was a huge upgrade, and the color's a little bit better. It's not
Yeah.
mauve anymore.
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
actually, I can't remember what episode if that was Friday or not, but it just seemed like the episode was better produced. They were showing outdoor shots of everything. Chanel's apartment, Marlena's penthouse, the
Yeah.
Demira gates, which kind of cracked me up because there's a security code, and it's like, does everybody in town know the security code?
Yep.
Because they to shoot EJ, you had 3 people trespassing, at least, might be 4. So, but yeah, so it was like nicely produced. The wardrobe was better. I thought Chanel looked fantastic on Friday too.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I
Jack.
thought Paulina looked
Yeah,
Yeah.
Paulina looked great too. Oh,
Kate,
the one. Yeah, and Kate. Oh, I did complain about on Twitter about Rachel. I thought she looked like Little Orphan Annie in the red outfit,
She
and
did.
someone tweeted to me she looked like Veruca Salt, I think it was, from
Ooh.
Charlie in the Charlie Factory.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the spoiled brat one who wanted the
Yep.
spoiled. Yeah.
The dress didn't look like it fit her right. I don't know. Made her look, I don't know, didn't flatter her at all.
It made her look like it was
A
too
little,
constricting, like she was in a
yeah,
straitjacket. Yeah, it wasn't
yeah,
comfortable.
yeah. Like it fit her too tight, it looked like to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, it was too tight for sure. But yeah, aesthetically, yeah, I thought Friday looked like a better episode, but the writing was just freaking atrocious between the Kate not trying to get out of taking the job, and then Alex telling Stephanie to shut down her business.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you want her to shut down her business and want her to write a second book, that's when I can't remember the name. There's a word. Oh, what did they give you? They give you something, and I guess it's an advance or something
Yeah.
to give you some money so you could full-time
Live.
write a book. Yeah. But he didn't offer her an advance. So yeah. But yeah, Friday did look better.
Yeah. So we
Yeah,
were
you're right.
talking,
It was nice.
yeah, we were talking about Johnny's trial. So we had Belle gets an envelope, and inside the envelope is the little, I suppose it's the little disc, I guess, from
Flash drive. Or
EJ.
something.
So
Yeah.
who sent that? 'Cause I'm trying to remember. He gave it to Rita, but Rita gave it back to him, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was more than one copy. So who sent this to Belle? Because it's going to make Johnny look guilty. You know, if it's on video. But Belle knew about it, right? Didn't EJ tell her about it?
Think so, yeah.
She
Okay,
knows
I'm
what he
trying
does.
to get all that straight.
Did Gabby get it from Rafe and send it? Seems like she's really trying to pin it on Johnny.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Rafe had it, right?
One point he did.
See, I'm confused. Did he come back and get it then? No,
No, I
it
think
was
no.
there.
EJ's had it the whole time.
EJ. Okay.
Yeah.
Gave it to Rita. Rita gave it back to him. I don't know. Well, Tony knows about it, right? Did he give it to? Okay. I'm just curious what it's, where that's going to go, or who gave it, who sent it to Belle, because it's just going to make Johnny look guilty, which we all know he's probably not guilty.
Yeah.
So, anybody have
Right.
any? And did you kind of notice how they all somebody came back around to Kristen again? I forget who that
Yeah.
was.
It was
Because they
EJ.
said, well, EJ, like who else was in the house? Kristen was in the house that could
And
have
Rachel.
Rachel, who could have come back in after Johnny left and took the gun and shot EJ. And is Rachel covering for her mother, or is she blocking it out? I don't know. That'd be terrible if Kristen was making her do that.
Hmm.
If I don't know. Anybody have any
Yeah.
thoughts about
Well,
that?
Ava was around too, and Gabby.
Roman.
Oh, yeah, I guess Roman too. Kate had a gun too, but that night.
Unless it's somebody completely different. But I was curious when they came back to Kristen again.
Unpopular opinion. I don't think I care anymore.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, is this another one like, hurry up with this trial and please tell us who did it? And, are we going to really be shocked or not? Are we figuring it out? So, all right. So let's see. Oh, Kristen, the whole Rachel thing. Kristen came over to Marlena's and Brady, and they were talking. And I forget exactly. She was just getting on Marlena's nerves. And Marlena
Yeah.
and she picked up her phone. I just loved it. She walked out. She says, text me when she's gone. And she
Yep.
walks out the door. I thought, oh my God, that was perfect. So I don't know. What was she? She was just getting on her about Rachel, and I don't know.
She was saying
No,
about
it's
how
Johnny.
Will. She mentioned Will shot EJ. That was the
Oh, Will.
first time EJ got shot.
Yeah.
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 So
She's
people
all,
do know, and Will got away with it.
well, wasn't it Lucas covered for him?
No, covered for him, but
Lucas went to
I wanted to
prison.
know. I wasn't sure if Kristen knew.
Okay.
Yeah, and she was trying to say Johnny was guilty.
Yeah.
She was.
Yeah, she's trying to say Johnny's guilty, which makes her more suspicious to me. Like she knows it's her, and she's trying to pin it on Johnny. And so is she using her daughter to try? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, she knows Rachel did it.
And both Gabby and Kristen are doing that. They're both trying to push Johnny, the Johnny theory.
Right. Well, everybody in that town has motive, and they keep bringing that up too.
Yeah.
Right.
Doesn't who did EJ?
Rita.
No, Rita. Yeah.
Yeah, we can count Rita out. Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't hate him.
She's too loyal of a Demera employee, or one of their most loyal, I guess.
Yeah, I had someone tweeted me they think it's Chanel, but I don't think Chanel would make Johnny go through the trial.
No.
And then, if you remember way back, her and Paulina were in the apartment when all this was going on. It was like then they'll have to figure out that timeline, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've always kind of been suspicious of Sophia just because she was so desperate. I don't know. And she was so upset about EJ ruining the whole adoption thing and all. I don't know. I mean, not like she's an evil person, but just out of just maybe temporary insanity, she just.
I don't know, but she's Superwoman. I'll tell you that.
I know.
Please. I have a gripe with that whole delivering the baby by 18 years old, and like baby just come. I know I've heard
There
of baby
are
coming
stories
like
of real
that,
life people
but
that
really,
do that. And then I was afraid they were going to have her kill the baby. I was like, oh God, please no.
I mean, I don't know. Then she looks on a YouTube video to know how to cut the cord. Please.
I know.
None of that was believable at all. Most, I was older than that, and took me forever to have that baby.
Mhm.
Come on, your first baby never comes that fast, I don't think. And then to have, I know they showed her cleaning up, but I don't know. Just thinking about it is like
Insane.
although she did very well, the actress,
Yeah.
Yeah.
with the emotion, and like
she was excellent.
in pain, but hardly like the way she was walking. like after you have a baby. Yeah, she did all that very well.
Yeah,
No
she was.
about her. It's just the right. I mean,
Yeah.
just we saw everything off screen
Yeah.
and how she got away and went the whole way to the fire station, came the whole way back. Her parents, I guess, never. There must have been a late movie because they never came home.
Yeah.
And then I had to try to figure it out when she was talking to her mother. I guess it was the next morning, and she just told her she was sleeping in. I guess
Yeah.
she probably was acting like she was sleeping when her mother came home, and then she just hadn't got up yet. Just told her mother she was staying in bed or something. I don't know.
I thought that the scenes with Trask were really good too.
I love those things.
Yeah.
They were good.
Trask when she was trying. Well,
I mean, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I thought those were great. I thought the actress that the Sophia plays Sophia did an amazing job. I mean, honestly, I would have preferred having another day of that storyline than whatever, I don't know.
But didn't Trask kind of abandon her before? Said she was going to take her case. Remember?
Well,
No.
I thought Sage sabotaged that,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
But then when she did call her for help, yeah, she said she's going to help her. So I don't know. There's more coming for that. I don't know what's up with Sophia
And
because
here's the
did
oh,
you
go
see
ahead.
her how she's faking?
Yeah.
She those belly things. So
Yeah.
what I'm trying to understand, like, what are you gonna do? What's her motive? Or
She's so not thinking right now, clearly right now, for
yeah,
sure.
gonna have the baby, or then what's she gonna tell Tate? But I think there's previews that she kind of, I don't know, did she go to the dark side?
That's why I'm saying is innocent as she looks. I think they're gonna show. I just have this. I don't know. I thought I could be totally wrong, totally absolutely wrong. But when he was first shot, I was thinking it's not going to be any of the right, the regular traditional suspects. And I thought Sophia had been acting so desperate to get that baby adopted out, and then for EJ to keep screwing it up, I just felt like she could get to a place mentally and emotionally where she was just so angry that, she would do that. I don't know. I really don't know. But now seeing her go through all this, and then she's in anguish, I mean, those scenes with the teddy bear and
Oh.
everything, it was just like,
Yeah.
oh, that was really emotional for me. I was just really was touched by all that. But I mean, so I like the character. I just think maybe she'll get off on a temporary insanity thing or something, but it just seems to me like, but it was interesting how they mentioned Aaron. They brought Aaron into the orbit again with the senior pictures for the senior party or whatever, the graduation.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that? Because wasn't somebody suspecting that Aaron was the father? But I thought it was interesting.
I mean, that's what I've been hearing. They Tate really
Yeah.
is the father. So, but then there's supposed to be some kind of senior trip or something.
Yeah, and dumbass Tate's going, well,
The
I
lake.
can be an hour out of town. That's not going to be a problem. My girlfriend's like ready to pop any day now, but
Yeah, I could get back in time because
Yeah.
it takes
that's a really good
forever for
look.
them to
That's
have a baby.
well,
I
your
don't know. Sophia
girlfriend,
had
you
it
got
in like
pregnant.
10 minutes, you know.
Girl, he got pregnant's about to have a baby,
And
and
clean.
I'm there with you for you all the way, And he said,
Next time you're on a senior trip.
"Go, I could go play for a day with the high schoolers." I don't know.
Anyway.
I'm mad at Maggie too.
She's annoying. She's annoying.
I have a list of grievances. She pissed me off. Her 18-year-old granddaughter gets accepted to a college in Paris and just tries to
That's
talk her
so
into
boring.
going to Salem U, where basically they accept everybody. There's nothing prestigious
He
about
doesn't want to
Salem
lose
U,
her. He doesn't want her to go. I don't know.
but that's selfish. That's
Yeah.
your
Well, yeah.
18-year-old I mean, like Holly's had nothing but trouble for the past year and a half in Salem. She had a drug overdose. She has a off and on again boyfriend who got her best friend pregnant,
Yeah.
and she's sniffing around Doug the Third, who's nothing but trouble.
Yep.
And here she manages to be
And her
good.
mother and, brother are over there too.
Ends up being a
Yeah.
historian and apparently has her doctor dad's brain, which
Um,
is debatable. She doesn't seem to be a pervert so far, so I'm not sure. Maybe they need to read the paternity test. Anyway, but she apparently has the character will probably come back someday as a full-fledged doctor at some point. But I don't know. You're right. Maggie should be excited for her. She was right to say, you don't need to worry about your mom and Eric. That's not your responsibility. But at the same time, she does have a baby brother, and it just so happens that she gets accepted to Sorbonne, which is a distinguished university. What girl wouldn't be interested in doing something like that? Obviously she applied there. She's accepted now. She was on the wait list. So you think the grandma would be like, that's so exciting.
Yep.
If they have enough money, she can fly home anytime to see grandma. You know what I mean?
Or grandma can go see her.
So yeah, that was annoying. And plus, when she said something about what's wrong, she said something like, "Well, what's wrong with Salem University?" I was so waiting for
Salem accepted
Everything.
Salem accepted Tate, who was in rehab for 2 months. So yeah, their standards aren't very high. Come on, frickin' Maggie.
I'm pretty sure cousin Jeremy, somewhere around there, Jeremy Horton, pretty sure he probably attended there at one time. Then we got, Now, I did hear they said that Austin used to be a forensic accountant. So what is he doing now?
That I don't know.
Because
thought he
wasn't
was.
Austin a professor there at one point?
Yes, I remember that.
Again, when he came back and he was playing him, and Abigail went nutso. So Abigail
Oh.
Salem University, and so I guess they can't bash it because of Tom and Alice and all that, but still, like when I was waiting for Maggie to be like, well, I think she even said something like, well, why not Salem U? I was just waiting for Holly to say, can we be honest?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the first thing that pissed me off about Maggie. And I understand the other point of view. She wants Xander to still have income support, her granddaughter. But she switched her vote after she saw Xander and Sarah fight in the square. And Xander was just nasty and horrible. And I would say borderline abusive. She switched her vote and voted for Xander to buy the hospital.
Yeah.
I think she did. He was yeah.
She said she did, and then he was kind of shocked, and then he turns around and threatens to get full custody of Victoria, and I'm like, Maggie, you stabbed your own daughter in the back. So if Xander would have bought that hospital, he would have been her boss.
Yep.
She would never have been able to get away from him because they'd be in each other's orbits. He could easily see her every single day. What? So he could, support Victoria. Sarah can support her daughter herself if she has to. She's a
doctor.
Maggie has money too. So that storyline just pissed me off. She stabbed her in the back. Period. And then Xander turned around and threatened for custody. And it's not like Maggie did try to talk him out of that a little bit, but it's like she's so arrogant that she thinks she can control Xander. And then she's kind of pushing for them to reconcile. It's like he obviously is not in the right frame of mind to reconcile. He just beat up Philip, almost killed him. She knows he did it.
Carrie, you're forgetting something. He beat him within an inch of his life.
His life. Yeah, inch and a half of his life. And and he's threatening Sarah and he wants to take custody of the baby. It's like, oh yeah, you should guys get back together. Like, I want to smack her. She needs to stand up for her daughter.
Yeah.
So yeah, seriously, she's like she's the asshole of the week. I'm gonna start a new.
There you go. I like that. So who's the diva of the week?
That's a tough one.
Xander.
Xander, Alex was I thought Alex was inappropriate too this week with being bossy with Stephanie.
Because I'm a Xander fan. I don't know. I hate what they're doing to him. I like the relationship between Maggie and Xander. And he usually talks him down. Gets him to realize, if anybody, but maybe she needed to do it in a different way and bring out the way he was treating Sarah. Stop treating my daughter that way.
Yeah.
I don't know if she said that or not. I know she wants them to get back together. Plus, she also had the conversation with Sarah, which they do have the same thing in common. They both love the two men that were like ruthless. Like,
yep.
I remember in the beginning when Maggie went with Victor, I'm there, what? why are they paying it? Why does Maggie want to be with Victor? Like, why that, but it worked out. And, she was trying to get her to see it was the same exact thing. They don't like the things that they do, but they still love them.
But don't you want something better for your daughter than to be a mob wife?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Thanks.
She was a mob wife, I guess, in a way. But Victor, I don't know. I guess did Victor change in the end? But he's
Yeah.
still behind the scenes with stuff. Come on.
He was pretty tame near the end,
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't beating people up the last 10 years of his life.
But like, and he absolutely adored and loved her, that's for sure. But you kind of think, okay, this isn't really, young ladies out there in the real world, this isn't really great advice.
No.
No. No. We're talking about Sophia and Carrie.
Now you know why Sarah's so messed up. 'Cause, like,
Yep.
Yeah.
what's
Well,
that
I
saying?
wanted to mention too, Julianne McMahon passed away yesterday. And the first time I saw him, he played Ian Rain on Another World.
That's who he was.
Yeah.
Is anyone here soon?
He looks
Yeah, it
familiar.
sounds like a rapper. Someone's unwrapping something. Yes, so that's the first time I saw him was on Another World, and he was mostly in the orbit of Vicky and I think Paulina that Judy
Oh,
Evans was
okay.
playing. And he was so stunningly beautiful. And they kind of wrote him like a Xander in the beginning of Xander. Ian Rain could not get laid. And I'm like, who cares how bad he is? I mean, just go for it.
Bad
Yeah.
Boys.
Yeah.
He did not score as far as I know. I'll have to maybe look up the history of the character. He did not score in Another World. He was only on for like 2 years and he was gone. And then he showed up on The Profiler, which was an excellent
That's
show.
where I saw him. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then his really huge role was Nip Tuck.
Nip Tuck.
That's
And if
remember
if you
from that.
if you've never watched Nip Tuck, holy hell.
Yeah.
That's some sick stuff right there.
Yeah, really.
There's a lot of sex going on in Nip Tuck. And yeah.
Version, from what I remember.
Yeah, that was a crazy, crazy, and that's also the first time too I ever saw the actor who plays Tyrion Lannister, the little person. Shit, what's his name? Peter.
Peter
Peter
Dinklage.
Dinklage. Yeah, Peter Dinklage. Yeah, that's the first time I ever saw he was on there. So yeah, so I'm thinking I'm going to binge watch Nip Tuck again because I don't think I watched the last season, but yeah, that was a fantastic show. Yeah, he was only 56. He had cancer.
Oh.
So, yeah, that was a rough surprise to hear yesterday.
Profiler was good too. I like that show.
That was a fantastic show, and that starred Ellie. I think it was Ellie Walker, and she was on Santa Barbara.
Yep.
So,
And
yeah,
I think Erica Gimple was in that too.
and A Martinez was on there too.
Yep.
I remember they killed off A Martinez. I think they killed off Julian McMahon too. So that was Profile was a great show.
Yes.
It was basically about a woman she was an FBI profiler, but she had kind of a bit of a psychic ability to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it was yeah. So anyway, if anybody wants to watch some good TV, go look at The Profiler, and if you want some smutty TV, then put on Nip
Nip
Tuck.
Tuck. Yeah. Saturday was a good night. It was Pretender and Profiler. Back to
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
Michael
think
T.
it's-
White.
Yep.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
yeah, that's sad to hear that he passed.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we were talking about Doug, and then Julie. She's telling him off about Julie can't let that go.
No.
Just come on, look at all the stuff that she did. Like she just
I
can't.
know.
I mean, somebody even brought that. Who was talking to her? Was it Maggie? I don't know. Maybe it wasn't Maggie.
She brought it up herself.
About all the
She
stuff.
says, look, I wasn't perfect. I know when I was young,
But this is so much work.
stole.
Steve.
I shoplift some stuff and I got in trouble and blah blah.
Yeah.
But Doug doesn't deserve to walk on this earth, and carry Doug, my dear husband's name, or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
She was talking with Steve.
yeah. Steve. Well, Steve.
That's right.
So supposedly the necklace is on its way back
Yes.
because Austin, the former forensic accountant was able to somehow look into for on behalf of whatever they're calling Black Patch now, Bo, Hope, and Patch or Steve. He from London or wherever he was able to research all that, and they figured out who had it. Now, is it going to be somebody of consequence that we know, or is
Yeah,
it just going to be?
we know who it is, don't we?
Do we?
From previews that's coming on.
I don't know who would it. Who?
Gwen, she's coming. You know, she has money. She's coming back from Europe.
Oh, I forgot about
I'm
that.
wondering if she's
Oh,
the one that bought the necklace. I mean, that's what I've been hearing around. That she's the one that
interesting.
has the necklace.
But honestly, she didn't do anything wrong because didn't she just legitimately buy the necklace from
Yeah.
like so
I don't know. Well, who had it last? Trask, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And she sold it, I guess.
and the
Yeah.
fact that Gwen was in London, right? And that's
Yeah.
where Austin and Carrie are. So
Yeah.
No, Austin and Gary are in Switzerland.
oh, that's right. That's right.
But Gwen is coming back, so
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yay.
Yay.
Next
Looking forward
week.
to that.
I think we see her kissing Xander too. So there we go.
Boy.
Yeah.
And then now we look like we're getting a Sarah Brady matchup. I don't know. They're trying to push those two.
Goodness.
I am all for it. Go for it.
Really?
You are?
Yes.
Brady's got to find somebody. Poor man.
Yes.
Get away from
Somebody somewhat sane.
They
Yes.
seem too related to
somewhat.
me. I don't know.
I
No,
don't know.
she's a Horton, and now he's a Black.
Yeah, they're not related. I tried to figure
Well,
that
no.
out. They're not.
No, I'm just saying, but her mom was married to his grandfather. So it's a little bit, and they live under the same roof. I don't know. But that's fine, whatever. But
Now,
unfortunately, she's just as unstable as every other woman he's been with.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, when it
Poor
comes down to it
Brady.
in Salem, everybody's closely related somehow because they married
Mhm.
different times, step parents and whatever.
Yeah. Adopted uncles.
It's hard to date anybody in Salem.
That's true. The inbreeding is part of the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, way too
I
much. Yeah,
almost got a Pocket reference. They
they
came
did. They
this
did.
close to mentioning Pocket.
No
Because
way.
when the baby showed up at the hospital and Kayla and Javi were talking about, yeah, we'll get him a social worker and they'll get him in a foster home till we figure out. The mother has 14 days to come forward, blah blah blah. And I mean, Steve just because of his horrible experience in foster care, he just
Right.
jumped right on that and was like, "Hey, baby, we can take him home. We can take him." Anything but that, anything but foster care. And he says, "Well, we've done it before." And I was like, "Please say, oh, yeah, Pocket. I wonder where he is."
Yeah,
I mean, and that's Kate's grandchild too.
Yep.
So
that was Philip. Was it Philip and Mimi?
it was Philip and Mimi. Yeah. I
Yeah.
keep one of these days they're gonna bring Pocket back. I
Well,
just
he's going to
feel it.
say he's out there somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be the perfect come in and nobody knows who he is and then he turns out to be related to everybody's story. That would be awesome. But I don't know why I just love that idea, but I just do. And they were so close to saying his name, his nickname, I should say. But anyway,
Huh.
so
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Javi and Leo have the baby. I guess that's his
Wasn't
baby.
that convenient on Javi's first night as a
Yeah.
as an EMT? And also, what was the other? Oh, and that did you notice they also threw in that maybe it's a red herring, but they threw in that Holly is now working at like a women's shelter. So I thought, okay, so the baby's either going to end up at the safe box at the ER at the firehouse, or she's going to take him to a domestic women's shelter or something, violence women's shelter, and Holly's gonna see the baby with her. I don't know, but I wasn't sure where they were going with that. But Holly is volunteering at a women's shelter in
His
town.
dad. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Did we cover everything? Oh well, Holly and Tate got back together. They decided to give it give it another go. And then I did see the previews. Anybody want to see the previews? I don't know. They gave a long thing for the next thing.
I was
What's that?
confused because Holly's like, I'm leaving for France in 2 months. And I took that as her saying no, she didn't want to date him. And then she agreed to date him. Like
Yep.
Holly went from A to B like that. It didn't make any
A long
sense.
distance relationship, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not gonna work when you're 18. Rarely
Yeah.
ever happens. I mean, she's gonna be around all these French men. She's gonna get laid. I mean, come
Well,
on.
wasn't it a spoiler a long time ago that both the guy who plays Doug and the girl who plays Holly were both leaving Salem? Wasn't there like weren't they leaving the show?
Yeah. But that was a long time ago. I thought
Oh,
Hall.
okay. I don't know.
I know, but yeah.
I thought Doug was definitely gone. Yes, but I don't think it's the same
I
time.
haven't, just like Billy's already gone and on Young and the Restless,
Yeah,
but he's still on days. So
yeah.
Mhm.
They made him Kane Ashby. They like de-aged the character like 20 years.
oh jeez.
Congratulations to him for collecting 2 paychecks at the same time.
Yeah. Hey,
Good for him.
Yeah. And I mean, he's gonna get a day's paycheck till what, next January at least?
yep.
Something like that. Yeah, but
That's
see,
smart.
they get paid when they air. I believe that's how that works. So yeah, and he's airing on 2 shows at the same time. Yeah, good for him.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Now some of the previews, it looks like Holly and Ari get kidnapped. Did you see
Yes.
that? Trying to, what's
Yeah.
that all about? I don't know. And
It's
does it look
about Doug.
Ugh,
Ari
Yeah.
gets
oh, is that because of his they went after his like people that he likes or
yeah.
something? The loan shark or whatever. Oh, is that all tied into that?
Yeah, stupid.
And like Marlena gets stabbed or something, or some kind of fight breaks out or something.
oh
I don't know. It goes real fast.
I thought Marlena was just having medical issues,
Well,
passing out.
I did see that part. Then there was something like Brian said, "Are you okay?" I don't know. Maybe it was just other than maybe that's what it was. Maybe she collapsed or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
I thought it was not funny, but like I was watching a couple episodes that I had either scrolled through before and didn't watch all the scenes or something from early June. And it was right after John had passed away, but maybe before his funeral. And, she was voicing something that a lot of people feel when they lose their loved one like that. That, gosh, this place is going to be so quiet, you know.
Yeah.
But I just kind of had to say that is something that people say and experience. But Marlena, A, John hadn't been there for like a year. And B, her house is anything but quiet because she's got grown children and grandchildren, that little
Living there.
grandchildren and grand grandchildren that are living there in the house. So it just kind of was fun. I mean, it wasn't a funny situation, but I
Yeah.
just wanted to say, oh, Marlena, you won't have that problem because you've got too many like kids that are living with you and stuff. But anyway, but that was from a month and a half ago, anyway, or a month ago. Yeah, so I don't know, but this Sophia story's got me, like really got me right now.
Yeah.
Out with her pretending she's pregnant now.
Yeah.
How long is
Well,
that?
I had a neighbor years ago, like many years ago, who faked her pregnancy almost up till she was a cheerleader. And she was our next door neighbor's kid and whatever kid their kids. And I don't remember the whole story, but I just remember she was like 9 months pregnant, or she was well along the way. I think maybe she was got in trouble for gaining weight. Or, she was on the cheerleading squad or something, and they got on her or something. I don't know. But here she was cheering, and she was like 6, 7 months pregnant. But I mean, she kept the baby, and her family helped raise the little girl and stuff. So it had a positive ending and stuff as far as that goes. I was just thinking, there are some things that happen. I mean, you hear in the news, girls deliver a baby on their. I mean, and it's rare for it to not take 24 hours for a first one, but it can happen. I had a friend who was not a teenager. She like she was actually an attorney at the time, was literally going through labor during a conference call on her second
Oh
one.
my gosh.
But her first one, she didn't even really feel. She was one of these that was super like yoga, marathon runner, all that. And she just had like the easy. I mean, none of it's easy. It's all, I've never had a child, but I have the utmost respect for anybody who carries a child for that long and does all that, much less give birth to them. But I mean, like she was like that one person in a million that like could do that, and like literally almost didn't make it to the hospital in time. Drove herself, and her husband met her there, and had the baby. I think before he even could get it parked and
Oh
get
my,
in there. So that's why I say it's not totally unbelievable because both
Oh
of
no,
her
it
pregnancies
definitely
were canceled.
happens.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not common, but
Yeah, there's women who give birth on the side of the road. You know,
yeah.
it
So the police
happens.
officer pulls them over and delivers the baby or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah, certainly not optimal, but it happens. And she could have, when she said YouTube, she could have actually looked up that YouTube before she ever went into labor. Maybe it could have been something she was just, how we go like randomly. What happens if what happens if the baby comes along by myself? I'll look that up on YouTube. Just like everything else.
yeah. Anything on YouTube now?
It's so funny how you can. I mean,
Yeah.
so anyway. I wanted to mention something too that Jennifer Horton, even when she came back, this is back in June, probably still. But is it just me, or is the wardrobe doing a much better job of not having her look like Little House on the Prairie? Since she's
Yeah,
been returning, I've loved
Yeah.
her style like a lot more. I mean, some things maybe I wouldn't have picked out, but like they were definitely edgier and more like fitting of an adult, let's say.
yes.
And so I've been impressed with that. I don't know what's happening to cause that to happen, but I like it because Missy's a beautiful woman. I mean, she still
Mhm.
looks the same as she did 40 friggin' years ago, but they kind of dressed her in kind of things that made her look a little bit prairie woman, prairie style or something before. All right. Okay. That's all I got to say.
That's all I got.
Oh, and so we have Tony's the one who's roping in Gwen and Gabby though to get back to Mira.
Ooh,
Yeah, he's
Oh.
scheming with Gabby. You could,
Well,
see
at
that.
least he's fighting for Demira.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good.
he's the one that's trying to get it
We
back.
needed.
Yeah.
And did you guys see the big summer promo that Marlena's not feeling well and they think Stefano's back from the dead and he wants her as the queen of the night and
I don't know.
yeah.
She's dreaming. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
there's a big
Stefano really back. I don't know.
there's a big summer promo out that was pretty interesting. That's when we saw
Yes.
Sarah kiss Brady and yeah.
Xander and Gwen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, nobody can play Stefano but Joe
Yeah.
Mascolo.
I don't see them. I think that's just, I think that could be a tease or something.
Yeah, I
And it
think
really
it's a
means something else. Or is she
yeah.
having a dreaming about Stefano? That's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
They're
Yeah, I
not going
think
to
it's
recast for Stefano. I wouldn't think.
There'd be a fan revolt.
Yeah, really.
Yes, definitely.
That's all I have, unless you guys can think of something else. I think we covered everything.
I can't think of anything.
Storyline. Okay, excuse me.
It's yawning time. Time to go.
Oh yeah, I'm
We're all
feeling.
getting to the yawning stage.
Alrighty, let's wrap
All
it
right,
up.
Okay.
guess that's it.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks everyone.
Fun. Yeah.
Please like, subscribe, share, follow, rate, please. And thank you. All right. Good night,
All right.
everyone.
All right.
See
Good
you.
night.
Bye.